Good morning, guys. What is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat because we are live again. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear and if everything is working perfectly fine. Can you hear me? Fantastic, guys. All loud and clear. Amazing. Super. Okay. Great to speak to you all again. I hope everybody's doing good. Let me know in the chat how everybody's doing, and let me obviously know where you are tuning in from. Super curious again to get an update where everybody is from. Before we dive in, I'm going to give everybody some time to join. I've been good myself as well. Thanks, guys. Been busy working on the future side of things together with Rutger, testing a lot of functions from the futures platform of the trading pit, also Top Step. So we're gonna be creating some good stuff and some good updates on that. In regards to the fractals indicator, I get a lot of questions about that. We're nearly done with it. We just need to upload it into the proper environment so that everybody can start using it. But it is, it's really nearly done. And then we can finally provide everybody with access to that. So that's going to come soon. In the meantime, EURUSD selling off. So obviously everybody's interested in Euro. Pretty much exactly as expected. I hope most of you watched this morning's market outlook because that played out beautifully. Again, we can see here a beautiful sell-off in towards the downside. Overall, what happened is that based on the 4-hour time frame, and we've been waiting for this for quite some time, is that we came in towards this liquidity high over here. Obviously, this is the overall, let's say, high of this entire range. Now, we've been consolidating within this price action, let's say from these lows in towards these highs. Now, what happens when you pretty much liquidate all of the lows? You see a reversal in towards the highs. What happens when you liquidate the range high? You get a reversal back in towards the downside. So overall, it was clear that Euro wanted to sell off again based on what we could see here on our chart. Obviously, in order to reverse in towards the downside, and again, I explain this every single day in the daily market outlook, but number one, what we need is the liquidity or supply, and in this particular instance it's pretty much the same. So one, we have the liquidity which was resting above this overall dotted line, which is the high, and then number two is that we need the change of character. So what happened is that we grabbed liquidity above this overall 4-hour high. This was pretty much the entire high of, let's say, this trend line in towards the downside, but also of pretty much this area of consolidation, this region of consolidation. So we fake out above that and then we start selling off. Lower time frame confirmation was there, definitely with the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1 hour, what you could see here, and I think it's a little bit better on the 15-minute time frame even, is that on the 15-minute we get a beautiful ascending channel. So this is your channel in towards the upside. Now this is the easiest way to identify a potential reversal. What you pretty much want to look for are 1, 2, and then 3 highs. So I just name it 1, 2, 3. And this is the perfect channel that you want. A lot of traders could identify this as Elliott wave theory, where you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get kind of like the A, B, and then you get the C in towards the downside. This is what a lot of traders call it, but that's obviously overcomplicating it. All we're kind of looking at here is, okay, overextended move in towards the highs, ascending correction, then just look for the first high, the second high, and then the third high is most often going to be the overall push in towards the downside. I also have a video on the channel that you can check about ascending channels and wedges, ascending price action is often an indication that the market is ready to sell off. So then we, on the 1 hour time frame more specifically, throughout the Asian session, so at 3 a.m., obviously I'm sleeping then, we get that sell-off. So the overall confirmation for those sells pretty much came on the fractal low break over here. This black line was your overall fractal low break. Just to show you guys what that looks like, this is over here. What happens, so on the 4-hour time frame, what happens is that we grab the liquidity, so liquidity gets grabbed, and then on the 1-hour time frame, what you get here is the overall one drive, the second drive, and then the third drive, and then you can look for the fractal confirmation in order to get on those shorts. Now obviously selling on the very first fractal break is always very risky. At this point in time, this becomes your overall area of supply, and then you could either sell on that supply zone with stops well above the high, or what you can do is that you can just sell on the low break, and that's also an option. So then you wait for the confirmation of the pullback. So let's wait for the pullback. Okay, so here's the pullback, and then pretty much on this low break, that's then kind of where you want to get into a sell with your stop loss either here or maybe a little bit higher somewhere over there. You kind of also want to give it some room to pull back in towards that supply zone. Now just for the idea, we'll leave it like this. And then you see, okay, there's some manipulation, and then since pretty much the London session, it's been selling off. Now myself, I got into a short this morning. So looking here, and I've been trading futures actually. That's why you kind of see that it has a different name. So you see here that it's 6EM 2025. So 6 is just the month. So kind of like these are monthly contracts. So 6 is like the month June, and then we have Euro, and then we have 2025. So this is like the Euro future, but the Euro is kind of like the Euro index. It's pretty much 1-on-1 with EURUSD, and that's what you can also see here. Because if you go in towards the higher time frame, you can pretty much see that on this future chart, it grabbed the liquidity above this high over here. It didn't grab it above this high, but again, EURUSD was already looking good to sell off, so it grabbed the liquidity above that high. And then at that point in time, this morning, I sold this in towards the downside. Yeah, pretty much from over here. After grabbing this internal high over here. So grab that internal high, and then at that point in time, yeah, I was happy to sell this in towards the downside with my stop loss a little bit wider. I have my stop loss here on the high and targeting just a very simple 1 to 1.2 or something. So this futures account is here. Over here, so you can see this is currently with the account balance 155k. So taken 3 trades on this, so 1 euro sell and 2 Swiss sells. This is just today. Yesterday I also took a small euro sell, or no, a Nasdaq buy that was, which also hit TP, but also was selling Swiss. So you guys know that I'm also bearish on Swiss, so I'm kind of taking that fundamental bias into these futures as well. The Swiss position was also very nice, so the Swiss franc been trying to sell that here. Obviously on the daily time frame, looking for an overall sell-off again in towards the downside. Overall, what we can see, and let me just remove the fractals indicator, is that here again we have the liquidity grabbed. So what we had is here on the 4-hour time frame, what we had was an area of consolidation. So we have the overall 4-hour range here, and then what happens is that we pop below the range with a lot of momentum. Since then we've been buying up again, and then what happened actually pretty much on Monday is that we popped above that overall liquidity high. So again, what do you need for the overall reversal? Very simple, you need liquidity. So we tapped in towards liquidity, and then from there I'm looking for the sell-off again. So then go into the lower time frame, and then on the 1-hour time frame, or you can look at it from the 15-minute time frame, doesn't really matter. We had a double fractal break. So here we had the first fractal break, here we had the second one. So I was really happy to go short on the first fractal break. We were traced in towards this 1-hour supply zone over here, which is your buy before the sell. So that's where we took the first sell, and then here on the 1-hour again, we took another sell skill in again on the 1-hour supply zone, just following the overall order flow. So pretty much trading this in towards the downside. So that played out pretty nicely. So yeah, trading it like this. So let's identify another potential setup for this session. If you guys have anything, looking to look if we can identify any potential setups. Would love to get into a trade together with you guys. If you have anything on Euro Swiss, yeah, Swiss already moved indeed, but it was a beautiful sell. Nice thing about these setups is that you can still see them on your chart on that same day that you've executed the trade. So let's go back to the EURUSD chart. So EURUSD obviously has sold off in towards the downside, kind of getting back down now into order flow. So obviously it's now inside of this kind of like 4-hour demand zone. So now you don't really want to be getting into any sells anymore. Obviously, if you are already in sells, that's ideal because the sells should have been taken from up over here this morning. So now you're pretty much late to the party. So there's no real use in getting in those sells anymore unless it makes a nice sustainable pullback, because overall there are still lows to be grabbed here on euro dollar. We still have all of these ascending lows here. So myself, I'm still looking for it at least to kind of like hit this low over here. So 1.13437, that's kind of like what I'm looking to see on Euro USD in the near future. So to take out these ascending lows, but definitely also with the potential then to sell off even deeper and take out these ascending lows as well. But yeah, in the near future, definitely looking for those shorts, but keep in mind, you don't want to be shorting inside of this demand zone because that's pretty much what we just don't do. But this could provide us with an initial reaction. But to me, this is a fake area of demand. It's not a strong area of demand because it hasn't achieved anything in the form of liquidation whatsoever. So looking for it to eventually sell off deeper. But at the moment, don't really see those sells, let's say in demand just yet. But if it does make a nice pullback, that could mean that we're ready to get into more sells again. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on EURUSD. Going into GU, GU was also a nice sell this morning. Again, what happened was that on GBPUSD, overall, let me just clean up the chart a little bit, is that we had a, and if we start on the, let's start on the daily. So daily wise, fractal bullish, obviously in between this high and this low, with this being the demand zone that is currently in control. Go into the 4-hour, what can we see? We can see very clearly here that we had a tap into this supply zone over here, and this supply zone has now pushed the market down lower. We had descending highs here acting as liquidity, and we had a 4-hour fractal structure shift bearish. So first fractal bearish shift retraces in towards the imbalance, and then again another bearish fractal shift over here again on the 4-hour time frame, making it push down in towards this demand zone, which I mentioned again in the London Outlook. So this morning I was favoring a short position. To be very honest, I was looking for it to just sell off from this 1-hour supply zone, but you can see that it never retraced into that 1-hour supply zone itself. What we can pretty much just see is that it just missed that 1-hour supply zone. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, it sold off from this 15-minute supply zone instead of that 1-hour supply zone. So this 15-minute supply zone was already enough to push the market down lower, as we can see. A little bit messy price action on GU overall. But again, that's maybe then the benefit of getting into these kind of setups a little bit more aggressively with the wider stop loss. So getting into this, for example, you could just get in like this, stop loss here, TP here for quick 1-to-1 risk to reward. That's how simple it can be these days with scalping, especially if you're trading like counter trend. You can obviously hold it for longer, but then you would just have to remain kind of like in this position. Going to the 1-hour, 4-hour, let me just clean up the chart again. So just to give you guys some perspective, I see some questions, and I've got this question a lot. So you don't use the break of structure too much anymore. I'm not sticking too much to break of structures at the moment, just because the market moves so fundamentally driven that it's a real waste of time just to focus too much on the breaks of structure. But overall, like here, looking at GU, let's say we do focus on it, you would say that this is the break up, this was the break down, this was the break up. So that would now mean that you would be overall bullish, but that would mean as well that this is your swing low, this is your swing high. So that means that there is still room for GBPUSD to sell off because it still hasn't hit the 0.5 fib. So keep that in mind, that is the case at the moment. Yeah. Market is slow. I don't really agree. I think market is actually moving pretty fast today. There's quite some volume in the markets at the moment. But yeah, no, for GU, let's see. Curious to see how we're going to react to this overall, let's say, order block, this demand zone, because I do think that there is still potential for it to move a little bit lower still, GBPUSD. Yeah, I would favor a further downside push. Looking at the dollar mainly, what I see from the dollar index is obviously some rebound. It's pretty much what I discussed this morning in the market outlook again. What we can, I don't know what SMT is much. What we have here on the monthly time frame, it's very, very clear, is that we took at the previous monthly low, and we don't have a top wick on the monthly time frame, or do we do? Oh yeah, we do. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So we do have a monthly wick on the monthly candle, but we took at the previous monthly low, and then straight away we start bouncing back up, which could indicate that we are going to see a lot more bullish volume. Now, this morning, what I mentioned is that as well, we saw a fractal structure shift here. So we get the push down, pull back up, push back down, pull back up, push back down, boom, break up, sell before the buy, and that's now pushed the market up higher. So I'm actually still pretty bullish on the dollar for the day ahead. I think that if we can break this supply zone over here, we're going to be really good, and then I would definitely want to hold on to those positions for a little bit longer. Then I do think that's going to be realistic to take at the current fractal high, because this overall sell-off is again very news related. This entire candle is also news related, so I'm favoring more of a push up on the dollar at the moment. Also, I don't really see this as a strong supply zone as well, hence why I'm not really looking for GBPUSD buys, EURUSD buys whatsoever. A lot of descending highs in that overall move. Yeah, making me want to kind of like see some more upside on the dollar for now. Now, this morning, inflation numbers came out for the euro. As we can see here, core CPI and CPI both came in worse than expected. So these are consumer inflation numbers. As you can see, if I click on it, you're going to see here. So this is the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. So inflation starts going down. So what does it mean when inflation goes down? And this is also a reason why I held on to that euro short. When, let's just call it in FL. So when inflation goes down, it means that overall the spending is going down. And when spending goes down, it's very likely that interest rates are going to go down to boost the overall economy, because a low interest rate means people can borrow money cheaper, means people will start spending more again, spending will go up, and inflation will eventually go up. But this is ultimately, very shortly said, bad for currency. So they're expecting the interest rate cuts for the euro, which should further weaken the euro and could potentially in the short term strengthen the dollar. So that's why I have been looking at those euro shorts. But yeah, for now, doesn't really look like there's going to be any buys on euro. So that's why I'm still looking as well for just further downside from EURUSD and further upside from the dollar. So, I mean, dollar Swiss, dollar yen have been pushing up today, which is nice. USDJPY, obviously another 4-hour fractal break. To me, looking for more longs now again on UJ. Looking to see this again continue up higher. Same for dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss, I mentioned this on my Instagram story, I think yesterday, where we were, yesterday, I think, or maybe, it was yesterday indeed, where we came below this overall, the equal lows, whatever you want to call it. So on dollar Swiss over here, we came beneath the equal lows. So this is again your liquidity range. And after coming beneath that liquidity range, that's when you pretty much want to be looking for those longs. Now, only issue here with dollar Swiss is that the current fractal high is over here on the 4-hour, But yeah, once we start breaking that, I'll be looking for some more longs again. But obviously it was already very nice to get into some aggressive buys within that green zone. That's kind of like where you want to be getting into the markets, because again, yesterday when price was trading over here, I also said like I don't see it going a lot lower. Also in yesterday's market outlook, I think I mentioned that. So yeah, a good buy from the green zone. Obviously within the green zone, you can just buy pretty much anywhere. Just put the stop loss underneath the lows over here. And then yeah, you would be up around 0.5%, and then you can just target a new higher high again. So I think dollar Swiss overall a good buy position. Also, I expect the Swiss franc to be weak. I think so this morning we had Swiss CPI came out, again 0.1%, extremely low. So it is likely that there's going to be a rate cut in Switzerland, or even negative interest rates, which should push the Swiss franc again weaker. So looking for GBP Swiss buys as well. More buys again. Again, remember I am already in buys from over here. I mentioned this on the live stream of last Tuesday. So overall a very nice buy position in line with the overall kind of like order flow. Yeah, looking for this to push up higher still. And again, you could draw in the fib like this, and then we're inside discount on the daily time frame, and now the 4-hour has broken the fractal high as well. So this demand zone should push the market up higher still. So I'm also looking for some more GP Swiss buys. Yeah, so GP Swiss buys, USD Swiss buys. Yeah, pretty much that. I think those are good trades. Like EURUSD is now in demand, even though I see it more as a sell. It's kind of like late to get into this anymore. GBPUSD is pretty much the same. It's too late to get in. So that's why I think personally, like a trade like GP Swiss, I think that's kind of like in a good region to get into buys. I think USD Swiss is in a good region to get into more buys. Yeah, USD CAD, I don't really see anything on that for now. Yeah, USD Swiss and GP Swiss, I think those are the main two pairs I'm looking at. For GA, I'm looking for some more upside. I want this to push towards this liquidity high over here. So looking for some more upside still. Fractal structure internal is kind of like this. So looking at the 4-hour, let's have a quick look. It's also fractal bullish. Yeah, internally also tapped into this. What's the 1-hour doing? Yeah, don't like the lower time frame, just so messy. But yeah, based on the 4-hour, I would like to see it push up like another 200 pips in towards this high over here before looking for any shorts. Euro Swiss, Leo, I think you can, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Barcode. Aussie Swiss, also looking for more upside still. And Swiss, it's kind of like the same, but I'm a little bit more bullish on NZD than on Euro. I'm still pretty bearish on Euro. That's why I think NZD CHF is a better buy than Euro Swiss. Gold. So gold is in a nice region. Gold retraced again lower. Let me get this open for you. So gold itself is obviously in the overall sell before the buy over here. Kind of like refine it, and you would have this as your demand zone. Doesn't need to go that deep because it's gold and it's impulsive. Obviously, I'm only interested pretty much in gold buys. Looking at the 1-hour, we came down 50 minutes. Yeah, so kind of like the ideal longing zone is if we see an aggressive buy up underneath this low over here. But again, we've also liquidated this low, these two equal lows over here. Now you have the first 50-minute fractal break. Maybe if we break the 50-minute fractal high again, that could be kind of like confirmation that demand is now in control, and then you can get into some more buys again. So I'm only interested in gold buys. Guys, for everybody who has a question about the indicator, we're getting it released soon. It's our own custom indicator, the fractal structure break indicator. It's going to be released soon. Announcement will be inside Discord. But yeah, no, for gold, I'm only looking for buys, to be honest. But I would prefer from this region to see some confirmation. Maybe another, like the first 1 hour fractal break would mean a double 15-minute fractal break. So yeah, looking for those gold buys. Where should we be exiting EURUSD sells? I don't think you should be exiting EURUSD sells at the moment. I think it's a good hold to definitely hold for a lot longer. So I'm also in EURUSD sells still. So yeah, holding on to this yeah, for a longer period of time. I think overall it still has potential to come all the way back down and take out these ascending lows. I'm looking for a much bigger sell-off on EURUSD. I don't really see it going a lot higher than it currently is. You guys know based on the weekly time frame, and I might be wrong in a few weeks time, but I might also be very, very right. So maybe clip this. But overall here on the weekly time frame, we have the weekly bearish fractal structure. So I'm looking for this as it's now rejecting again 618. So I think that we're going to see a strong sell-off in towards the downside on EURUSD based on the weekly fractal structure. And I'm definitely for like euro dollar itself looking for it to trade back down to around 108. Maybe even take out this low over here. Although I must say it is a little bit of an aggressive assumption. But for now, the immediate target is around like 1.105, like this 0 fib over here. So looking for this in the short term, and then maybe like a liquidation of that low, and then a reversal will start, or we could see some more downside. Will depend on the momentum and kind of like on the news. But I am looking for some euro shorts overall, and some more downside here from EURUSD after grabbing this liquidity high. So we took the buy side liquidity. Now we're just looking to trade it back down towards like the ICT traders like to call, and they all fall in love with these little abbreviations, SSL, and then they think now I'm gonna make $1 million. So SSL is what they're looking to trade towards. But I agree with them. Let's trade towards that sell side liquidity. So that's my kind of like view on EURUSD, and I'm currently in those sells, and then on the other side, dollar Swiss buys and GBP Swiss buys I think are also very nice setups themselves. So G Swiss buy, USD Swiss buy, and EURUSD sell. Euro yen, the most ugly pair out there. The most ugly pair out there. Don't waste your time on it. Thank you, Sarab. Really means a lot, man. I'm just here to help everyone as always. So yeah, I mean, that's what I have for those pairs. So dollar yen buys as well, dollar Swiss buys, pound Swiss buys, and EURUSD sells. And GBPUSD I also see pushing a little bit lower still. I don't really think it's ready yet to push it up any higher. Also based on the monthly time frame, it's inside a monthly supply. These two imbalances over here has a nice double top. And do we have a bottom wick? Yeah, we do on the monthly. But overall looking for some sells on the monthly as well. With the monthly also being bearish actually, by the way. Quite a nice monthly chart here on GBPUSD. Obviously inside premium pricing. So I would like to see GU also push down lower again after grabbing the liquidity above this high over here. We saw the initial sell-off. I think as well, based on this weekly time frame, there is still some further downside for GBPUSD to be achieved. So we'll be looking at that. What else? GJ is a nice buy as well to a certain extent. The only thing is that it's so choppy, man. What I have with GJ at the moment is like if I were to neglect the fractals, then I would say here we have like a double top. Here we have an kind of like a nice previous imbalance, which could be seen as a demand. And this demand liquidated this previous low, therefore it is a strong area of demand, and we have equal highs as well to target. over here. So looking for some buys going into the 4-hour time frame. We are, what are we? We are still fractal bearish. Higher probability buys. Look, this is the fake demand zone that everybody's starting or trying to buy from. We liquidate that low. Now you want to see the current fractal high break and then look for some more longs. Yeah, so some longs on GJ would be nice. I agree. Yep, some longs on GJ would be nice. For the rest, I think those are the main things that I'm looking at. I want to take a live trade with you guys. Just not really seeing the opportunity to get into anything at the moment. Yeah, not really seeing the opportunity to get into anything at the moment. Yeah, not really seeing the opportunity, guys. Yeah, so like gold is now nice in the sense that gold liquidated these lows. So gold grabbed the equal lows, and now, yeah, gold grabbed the equal lows. So either gold should push from current level or from this lower level. So I'm looking for this indeed. Bum, bum, bum. Trade it back towards this. Or I would like to see bum, 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 bum. Like this. This is kind of like what I have for gold. Yep. This is what I'm having for gold. This is what I'm having for gold. What do you guys think? What do you think of a little gold buy, guys? It's a very, very, very small stop loss. No, it's not that bad. Something like this. The only thing, I didn't buy the gold data, man, so I can't trade gold. Sadly, because my data is delayed. So you can see here it's delayed by 10 minutes. So I can't trade gold live here with you guys, but otherwise I would have gotten into some buys, man. I think it's a nice setup. Something like this. Get into like a quick 1-to-1. Trade it kind of like back up. Like definitely towards this high over here. That's where you could take off some risk at least. Bum 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 ba. So yeah, let's see. I think it's a pretty nice setup. Can you explain imbalance? Imbalance is just a 50% body candle. So what is a 50% body candle? When the body is less than 50% of the entire candlestick. So ultimately, if you look at an imbalance candle, it's like a doji candle. What does a doji candle mean? It means that you have an open, you have a close, you have a high, and you have a low. And if you were to draw this out, it means you go from the open to the high, to the low, to the close. And then if you keep on doing this, you have like a heartbeat, and it's like a range on like multiple candles. As easy as that. Why are you looking at the futures data? Because I trade some futures accounts. Because you can be very aggressive with trading futures. It's actually pretty interesting. I actually wasn't that familiar with trading futures, but I have like some profitable lower time frame strategies. Obviously, like on this euro trade, it was like the ascending wedge, then the breakout, retest, boom, sell off. So you can see here, it's pretty much just a 0.5 fib trade over here. We hit the 0.5 fib, and that's when I got into the sell. So pretty much as simple as as simple as that. Some very simple setups overall. GCAD 4 hour, you're probably looking for a sell, I guess. Yeah, what can I say, man? Not a very big fan of GCAD because the pound. Yeah, no, I wouldn't even look at GCAD. Like, GCAD for me is a waste of time. Like, look at GSwiss, look at GJ, maybe even GBPUSD. GCAD, just a waste of time for me. I'm going to keep an eye on gold. Give me some interesting setups, guys. I need some interesting setups. I need to buy that gold data, man. Rucker already bought it, so if he was here, he could have executed with his account. But yeah, the guy is obviously in hiding. Yeah, a Swiss finally coming through with the aggressive reversal. Yeah, man, nice. Definitely looking for more buys on this, man. It's at a very good area of value. I really expect this to push up higher, like in the near future. So I think if you're like into swing trades at all, like it's a nice potential buy. If you have some balls to hold on to things for a longer period. Yeah, silver is like a good explanation as well of swings. You can very clearly see buying phase, pullback phase, buying phase, amazing liquidation event, and then again buying phase. So just buy in the buying phase. You only want to be buying. Again, nice accumulation phase here, man. Kind of like a squeezing pattern, and then boom, it breaks out. Overall, yeah, nice if you're in those buys on silver. Very nice. Let me go back to gold. I want to see the 5 minutes going to do. Fabio, how do you develop the patience to swing trade? I don't know, man. Like, it's very easy, actually. It's pretty chill. All you need to do is just put the position in and like use a smaller lot size. As long as you kind of like use smaller lots with the swing trading, you can just put in the positions and you can literally just forget about them. It's a very, very chill way of trading, actually. Hey, just came here. Did you talk about GBPUSD longs? Hey, Kane, not interested in GBPUSD longs at the moment. Hey, Fabio, what's a good exit look like for you when you grab liquidity? So when, for example, you have equal lows, you always want to be targeting the equal lows because you see that after grabbing equal lows, that is pretty much where the reversal happens from. So yeah. Okay, let's see what gold does over here and if it's ready to continue pushing into New York. Platinum, let's have a look at platinum. I don't even know what the platinum is. What's the symbol of platinum, guys? I'm not pretty sure what that is. Yeah. I'm having a look. Maybe like some... Yeah. EURUSD shorts. EURUSD already been moving massively, man. EURUSD has been moving. The thing with EURUSD, man, like I would also favor some further downside, but at the same time, like it's not really moving anywhere. But a lot of these pairs obviously aren't moving anywhere. But based on the 4 hour, yeah, I mean, it makes sense to a certain extent to look for those shorts, but still squeezing a little bit. Doesn't really have anything here. Maybe Euro AUD. Yeah, like Euro AUD looks a little bit better. Like Euro NZD is just ranging, but Euro AUD has a little bit more momentum with it. The only thing with Euro AUD is that it's bullish. Let's have a look. Ugly fractal break here. 4 hour time frame. Yeah, for like Euro AUD, it would need to push a little bit higher. Still has like this high to take over here. After that high would get taken, then maybe. Or this high. Like these are substantial highs that I would like to see get taken. Then maybe like a short to take out all of these ascending lows. But for now, not yet, until it kind of like breaks with momentum and we see some more momentum plays. Euro GBP. Yeah, Euro GBP has a demand zone here, which is built on liquidity. So this is obviously, or which is built on fake liquidity. So we have ascending lows here, ready to take those out. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see another Euro GBP short in towards the downside to at least take out these lows. I don't really trust trading these kind of like demand zones, which for me are a little bit fake. XBT USD. Let's see. Yeah, this is one of those things, man. Like, what you want to be doing? You're trading at resistance. So, shorts make sense, I guess. The only thing is that it did grab this low here. Descending channel with a one low, a second low, and a third low. So you have the one low, the second low, the third low. So maybe one more long, take up some more descending highs before any further shorts at all. Maybe like take out this, then a short position. So maybe like a short term, long could work. Maybe a short term long before a longer term short again. Going back to Euro. Let's see what Euro does. It's buying up again, not too strange. Would need it to push a little bit higher again here, or would expect it to push a little bit higher again here, as it's come into this refined 4-hour demand zone. But again, not expecting too much from this 4-hour demand zone. But let's see, man. Let's see what New York does. Still waiting for some volume to come in. Obviously, everything is still a little bit slow. Not really moving, to be honest. Anybody in any trades, guys? Anybody in any trades? Let me know. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. AJ. Nice. I hope you're in those buys, man. Why aren't we expecting much from the 4-hour demand zone on EURUSD, as it's the first order block after structure break? Because the order block itself is not created with any momentum or with anything at all. So when you have these kind of like very clear demand zones like this, you preferably want them to achieve something in the form of, let's say, liquidation. That will make them a lot stronger. So an example could be, let's say, let's have a look. Not really seeing any good examples here, to be honest. Yeah, guys, don't forget to leave a like, by the way, on the stream. Highly appreciate it if you could leave a like on the stream, guys. Like this, for example. This is like a strong area of demand because it liquidates the previous low. After liquidating the previous low, boom, V-shaped reversal, tap into demand, straight away it flies out again. So those are kind of like the preferable kind of like demand zones that I want. And demand zones that have kind of like these ascending lows, like we have over here, right? So these are my ascending lows. Like that's not really ideal when it comes to forming demand zones. GBPUSD selling at 135.20. Yeah. Coming back up into 1 hour supply. Let's see, man. Let's see what GU does inside 1 hour supply. Let's see what it does. Yeah, so interested in EURUSD sells and GBPUSD buys is what a lot of people are also looking at. Yeah, let's see, man. Let us see. GP Swiss almost hitting demand. Yeah, nice. Let's have a look, guys. This is the new 4 hour candle. So we're seeing an aggressive sell here on the new 4 hour candle. But it would be nice indeed to get into some buys from this demand zone again. I think this could be like a nice swing buy. Pretty much just like this. No need to really refine it. USD Swiss. Yeah, USD Swiss buys are also nice, man. I'm also a big fan of those. Don't really expect this to push the market down too much. But then again, I'm trading these stuff with bigger stops, man. Trading them with bigger stops. Same for UJ as well. We trade it with a bigger stop. Today's Tuesday. Jolt's at 4. Yeah, Jolt's at 4, man. So news in like 40 minutes. So that should finally move the market, man. UJ buy limit 143.095. Yeah, agree with Alessio. That's a nice one. He has his stop at 142.593. Yeah, underneath demand, something like this. Yeah, this is also pretty nice setup. But yeah, not too much volume, guys. I'm kind of disappointed, actually. I was expecting a little bit more. Was expecting a little bit more. Yeah. Take out some equal lows here. Grab liquidity. Nice. Guys, the indicator is not out yet. Sorry for all the questions, but it's still not ready. For you Swiss. Yes. You mean... yeah, it's like a previous demand zone, obviously, over here. Grabbing the lows, grabbing the equal lows. We need some more upside, man. But this is the same for everything, man. Like, everything's so slow. Waiting. Waiting. Waiting, man. For gold, looking for buys, guys. Euro yen, ugliest pair in the world. Ah, yeah, data talks. Those Twitter, the Twitter handles, I'm getting those. Manny, Fabio, your mood seems off. No, just tired, man. Got a lot of stuff. Got a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with, man. Dealing with. Sometimes we have that, man. Sometimes we have that. Yeah, I think gold is ready for another push up, man. My Twitter name is still Anonymous Leo. Keeping it anonymous for now. Yeah, for NASDAQ, looking for buys, man. But it's just not at an ideal level. This morning I was looking at a buy here on NASDAQ as well. Obviously, I'm looking at a daily that is fractal bullish. So if we look at daily structure, daily fractal is bullish like this, retraced into 0.5, rejected 0.5. 4-hour time frame comes in towards the downside. It's liquidated the low over here, and then we see the V-shaped reversal up. We see the push up, retracement, push up, retracement, and now we're seeing another push up. So obviously I'm looking for this to continue pushing up, going into the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1 hour, maybe it becomes a little bit more clear on the 30-minute if I explain it there. On the 30-minute, I was looking for pretty much this low to get taken out. This is kind of like the last low, if my mouse selects it. I was looking for this low to get taken out. This is kind of like the last low to take out before looking for further upside. But yeah, never came that deep, sadly. But yeah, looks like it's already ready to push up. Would want to get into buys, but it's kind of like so late into the leg already that there's not really like any good buys to get taken or to take anymore. Yeah, there's gonna be a meeting in Amsterdam very, very soon. Yeah, we'll drop some updates on that. I have a doubt the swing structure of JU. I don't know what pair JU is. GBPUSD is pushing up higher. Good stuff. Yeah, so slow still. Gold slow as well still. Very slow, man. Very, very slow. Yeah, waiting game on that, man. Boring market, man. Ranging. GU pushing. I want to see this push lower soon again. Same for Euro. And I want to see gold push up higher. So I want to see gold push up higher. Wow, CAD Swiss is a rocket ship, man. Interesting. CAD Swiss, a rocket ship. N Swiss finally flying. A Swiss, I want to see flying. U Swiss, I want to see flying. UJ, I want to see flying. I want to see the dollar flying. Yeah, guys, this is pretty much it. I don't think there's too much volume until in around like half an hour. So let's wait another half an hour. We'll send some updates inside Discord. Most pairs have been discussed. You know my bias on most of them. So let's now just wait for them to play out. We'll drop some stuff inside in Discord if I see anything interesting. And yeah, thanks guys. Got some stuff to do. I have to hit the gym as well again today. Yeah, thanks for joining as always. On Thursday, we're going to do a nice presentation about the fundamental analysis again. Also with some Twitter accounts that you can follow. Been receiving a lot of DMs about the Twitter accounts. So I'll share some stuff on that. So if you do not want to miss out on anything regarding the fundamentals, how to trade with fundamentals, how to stay up to date with the fundamentals, yeah, make sure to be there on Thursday, okay? So thanks, guys. Wish you all a fantastic trading day and see you on Thursday because that's going to be a very important live session. Thanks.